Hi, thank you so much for watching my video. We're going to be making some mango chutney chicken. This is my version. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to line the pan with coconut oil. And so I usually take out a spoon and take it right out. It's a little bit warm in my house, so it's actually a liquid at the moment. I'm just coating out the bottom of the dish just to give it some nice flavorings. Then I'm going to add the chicken. I'm going to layer it in pretty evenly. I'm making about 4 pounds of chicken at the time. This way I can have plenty for leftover for meal prep. And because it's such a delicious dish, I'm going to enjoy having it more often. While we're watching me do this, the ingredients that we're going to need for the chutney are 8 medjool dates, 1 cup of unsweetened coconut flakes, a 1/4 cup of coconut flour, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and the most important thing is 2 mangoes. So what we're going to do first is, and I'm going to mix this up in a food processor, is I'm going to get the mango started first. And as you'll see is there's a little stem on the top, and that actually tells me that the nut is in the center. And I'm just going to cut right down the side until I feel the nut and go right around it. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side of the mango, right up until the nut. In the center, I can see the nut is clear. I'm going to just take off the skin. You can tell a mango is ready when it's a little bit squeezable, and it actually has a fragrance of the actual mango itself. It is a very high fibrous fruit, sometimes very difficult to move around. I'm doing it right over the food processor because it is a very moist fruit, and so there's going to be a lot of drippings that I want to go right into the food processor. When I actually have the one with the skin on it and it's cut in half, I'm just going to actually peel off the skin, see if it just comes right off. Usually I turn it inside and out. Sometimes it comes off very easily, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm just squeezing it right off. It should just fall right off, and I'm making sure that all my juice stays right into the food processor itself. For this recipe, I'm going to use 2 mangoes with 4 pounds of chicken. Of course, you can use any type of variety of mango or fruit. You can actually add peaches if you wanted to instead of the mango. I'll do the second. Again, the stem is right at the top so that I know exactly where the seed is. I'm going to cut up right against the seed. You can feel it. I always start with the center one first. If you've never used mangoes before or cut them, the center seed is very stubborn. Don't expect to get off all the pulp. It's impossible. They do make good suckers, but the seed is quite large. be sometimes difficult to hold. I do have a Cuisinart food processor. I'm sure any type of blender or food processor should be sufficient. Every little bit of juice is good. So then we're going to put this right onto the food processor itself. And we're going to add in some dates. I do the dates first. Because they're usually the most difficult to actually go through, to break up. I'm going to just pulse it. I'm going to slowly add in some of the coconut flour. I say slowly because you don't want it to be too much of a dough. You just want just enough, just so that it binds it up a little bit and gives it that beautiful coconut flavor. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some of the cinnamon. I'm going to add in a teaspoon. Again, this is all to your own liking. You can add in more or less. And I usually add in about a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. Gives it some beautiful flavor. And I love my black pepper. Now, one thing I haven't added in yet is the unsweetened coconut flakes. It's all mixed up. Smells like I would put it into a nice dessert dish. I'm just going to go right over the chicken. I'm adding in the unsweetened coconut flakes last because I don't want them to actually break up too much. I'd like the texture that it offers and some of the crunchiness that it will give off. So just enough just to mix it around. I'm going to take that mixture, I'm going to pour it right over my chicken. Making sure that it covers all of the chicken. And again, depending upon how much you're cooking will depend upon how much ingredients you will use. The sauce is delicious. I could never have enough. Just going to spread it all over my chicken. Make sure everything is covered. You can add in raisins instead of the dates as well. And like I said, you can add in apples instead of the mango. You can put in peaches, any type of fruit. But the basis is the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and some type of raisins or dates. So we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to put it in for at least an hour and a half at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. See how it goes at that point. Catch you then. So the mango chutney chicken has been in the oven for about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to take it out and turn it around. What happens is that the chicken actually marinates within the chutney. And so what I've done is within this hour and 15 minutes is every about 30 minutes ago, I did turn them over once, and I made sure that the chutney, the sauce, was returned to the top of the chicken itself, so that the sauce was not really baking on the dish, it was baking into the chicken. And of course, with the fat that's created from the dish that you're using, just adds a little bit more liquid. And I'd like to take my chicken all the way to the point that it's falling off the bone. So if you are using boneless breasted chicken, it probably would be done by now. And you can tell because obviously the meat is very soft, tender, and sweet. So we're going to put this back into the oven. Again, this is 4 pounds of chicken I'm making, and hour and 15 minutes. I'm probably going to have it in there for at least another half hour. We'll come back then. Thank you. Now it's time to do the reveal. And so we have our mango coconut chutney chicken. And it's ready to fall off the bone, just the way I like it. The chutney has stayed to the top. You can see there is some black going on. That's okay. And that's it. Mango coconut chutney chicken.